So the the drawbacks, right? You're talking about the barriers of entry.
Right. So like I I play this game called Genshin, and I have like a small server that I created like a year ago when it came out, and there's some people in there that I love playing with, and I've been telling them about crypto games, GameFi, and none of them are interested. They're all so scared of investing money. Why do I have to? I'm like, you guys are paying money for these characters and these weapons in this game right now, and you don't even own them. They're like, yeah, I do. I'm like, no, it's the games. It's like, it's the account. They're in your account. We can't transfer items. We can't transfer characters. I was trying to explain the NFT thing, like all this stuff, right? I want some of my people to come into GameFi, and what you're proposing in cerebral gaming sounds great. So yeah, my question to reiterate, since you're recording now, is what are your thoughts and maybe some solutions to uh, alleviate some of the pains in getting people from traditional gaming into GameFi or crypto in general?
That is a wonderful question, and it's something that I've thought about a lot, man. Like that question is like always burning in my mind. Like, how can we make this easier? How can we onboard people that don't want to be onboarded? Those are questions that I'm always asking myself, because I come from a gaming background myself. Like that was my life for years, and now I'm more on the crypto side, but I still have a passion and a desire for the traditional gaming scene. And that's kind of why we started our Apex Legends tournaments. We host tournaments for community building. And through that, we've had a ton of people join our server just for those Apex Legends tournaments that we've been hosting through Versus Gaming, which is our biggest partnership that we've solidified to date. Um, but what we're trying to do is educate people. And I think education is going to be the key to success for this project. Because we can tell people, like all about NFTs and all of these things, but if we don't make it easy enough for them to understand what it is that we're trying to share with them, then they're not going to listen. So, the main thing that we need to focus on and let them know is that we're creating innovative ways for them to earn new income streams. And I think that will be the first thing that gets their attention. Wait, I can earn money doing this? Because our system that we're creating doesn't require any upfront costs. So if you're a viewer on Twitch, which a lot of gamers already are, all they have to do is go and watch the streamers that we tell them to watch, because we're going to be paying streamers to come into Cerebral Gaming full time. That's another one of our goals here at Cerebral Gaming, is to build a stream or a team of streamers. And so um, I just realized that I didn't have my mic in front of my face this entire time I've been recording.
You're
But
clear.
We can hear you.
well, yeah, so I'm using my headset mic to chat with you guys on Discord, but for recording purposes, I use my Wave 3.
Hmm.
So that's funny. Anyways, what we're trying to do is we're trying to let people know that we have a new way for them to earn income that they didn't have beforehand. Because on Twitch likes to reward people in those like viewer tokens on their platform, but those are worthless. You can't turn those in for real money. Our token is something that can be turned into USDC on Harmony, or can be turned into Harmony One, or can be turned into Magic, or can be turned into whatever your favorite HRC20 token is, on any DEX. And we're partnering up with other decentralized exchanges to help with that process of onboarding, because once we actually do get them over to crypto and they've started earning these tokens that we told them about, then we're going to have to educate them on how they can spend those on these decentralized exchanges. And one of those projects that is really interested in educating people about these things as beginners is Hermes DeFi. And we've been in a
Nice.
lot of talks with them about onboarding new users. So things like that. OneFi is another one of our big partners that is going to really hit the gamefi scene with their decentralized exchange. So all of these partnerships are going to help us like with this process of easing people into crypto. And with that, I think the main thing to answer your question though is like once people realize that they can start earning real income just for giving us their time. I mean, look at how big Brave browser is now. And that started out microscopic. I was one of the early alpha testers for Brave browser back in the day, back in like 2017. And I've had it ever since. And I've preached to the masses about how amazing the Brave browser is. But basically what that is, I mean, BAT stands for basic attention token. So they're essentially paying people for their time, and we're going to be doing the same thing. So I really drew inspiration from the Brave browser in building this, but I really wanted to focus in on gamers because gamers are also incredibly smart people to begin with, and most of them are technically savvy, and B, they're already on their computers half of the time, so it'll be easy for them to just go in and download the wallet that we tell them to download to get started. And we're making the integration between MetaMask and Twitch seamless. All they'll have to do is click one button to say that they want to attach their Twitch account to their MetaMask wallet so that we can have them loaded into our backend server.
Wow, that's really cool. I didn't know that you guys were gonna incentivize people watching certain streamers. What kind of GameFi streamer or games are you going to showcase?
Yeah, that's another great question. So we're going to do this. So we're going to have an A team and a B team when it comes to streaming. Our A team is going to be our in-house streamers that we are paying to be Cerebral Gaming streamers. And they're going to be a part of Cerebral Gaming. They're going to rep Cerebral Gaming. The second tier of streamers are going to be people that see what we're building and want to get a little bit of marketing for their stream. So they might be a smaller streamer or a mid-sized streamer that wants to gain some new viewership. They come in and pay us in our token, and we're still working out the tokenomics of this, but what I've been thinking is when they pay us for our services to be listed on our backend server, half of those tokens are going to get burned so that we can really start drawing up the value of the token itself. And then the other half is going to go back into the pot of viewer rewards. So none of that is going to go to the team at all. That is going to be a self-serving token on that front when it comes to the marketing side. But hopefully by doing that with those tokenomics, it'll prop the value of the token up. Not only that, the streamers that we are paying to stream for Cerebral Gaming are going to give us a portion of their ad revenue. And with that, we're going to use a portion of that we receive from them to do token buybacks of that token. and that as well will raise the value of our token. But we're going to start out with Apex Legends to answer your question. Apex Legends is one of the largest games right now on the market. I think that it has a ton of value backing it right now. And we really want to get our names out there as an esports organization. So we feel that Apex Legends is one of the best ways to go about that. Not only that, our partnership that we solidified with Versus Gaming, they're actually an official partner of EA Games. So they get tokens for hosting tournaments in private lobbies that they give to us for our tournaments. So it's kind of like a no-brainer as far as that goes. We do want to branch out later on into other games. Like we want to get variety streamers involved. We want to get people that are in really niche games involved as well. But to begin with, we want to focus on these more popular games.
That's really cool. I'm just looking up Apex Legends now because I've actually never heard of it, but I'm sure there's a lot I have never heard of. And thanks for answering those questions.
Yeah, man, those were incredible questions. Thank you for asking them. How's everybody else doing tonight? Like we got a lot of people in here already, and we just started about 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, something like that. This was very like on the spot, and I just was thinking today I've got a little bit of free time in the evening. I thought I'd do something for the community, like just host something like this. But how's everybody doing? Like you guys having a good night?
Oh man, I rushed to get home. I was down with my parents with my little boy, and I just wanted to hear what's going on. I'm very glad that any opportunity that you get just to hear what's going on. I know I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I always love having you here, Jerome. Like it's always nice to hear you speak in the community. And
I really don't talk too much. I'm more of a listener. I got to talk all day, but I try to break up the monotony whenever you have to speak all the time. But just small things. Hey, I'm really not gonna say too much about it now, but in the next couple of days, I'm gonna shoot you a DM on something that I think you might be interested in. Strongmind's still in here. Yeah, he might find interest in it as well.
Oh snap, dude! Tim.
Yeah.
It's gave me a little cracker or a crumb of that a couple of days ago, and I was been thinking about it ever since. Like, what is he about to talk about?
I mean, it's out. It's somewhat out now. I talked to this guy about it like 3 weeks ago, and I swore on my life that I wouldn't say anything. But I will tell you this: it's kind of out now. I mean, it's kind of out. You're gonna like. I told him. I said, "Listen, I got some good guys." Listen, it might mean nothing. You may be like, "Oh, that's not for me," but I think it is something good for some stable income. That's my opinion on it. So, I mean, I'd like, and actually, Clay, you're kind of got a little cameo in one of them that I saw. I can't wait to show you that.
What?
Yeah, dude, they gave you a shout out, man. Your profile pic, that pic right there is in it. So I think you're gonna like it.
Oh, okay. I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly
that little pic right there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they reached out to me. Like they wouldn't have used my profile picture without my consent.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They didn't invite communities in until like they had the first couple. So I was like waiting. I wanted to drop it in here. I wanted to tell like Strong Minds and Jimbo and that, but I don't know if they know about it or not. But like I already saw like the pre-versions of that. Did you see the wife paper on it?
Yeah, dude. It's
how do you feel about it?
I like it, man. I think it's hilarious, dude.
the artwork's cool. The guy is very knowledgeable. I dropped in a couple of spots, couple of spaces that he had already. Not even spaces on the Discord little chats that he had on some of them. And I don't know. I'm kind of excited for it.
Man, one of you guys need to send me a DM and tell me what you're talking about.
All right.
I'm recording right now, so I can't type while I'm recording.
I wouldn't be surprised if I already know, but I'm curious.
You probably do. You know everything.
Not.
That's what my wife says all the time.
But I'm sure in a couple hours I will, or an hour or so.
What's up, Tactless?
I don't think he's talking to
What's
us.
going on, guys? I'm probably not muted. Sorry, I just hopped in.
Oh, you're
How's
good,
everyone
man.
doing?
You're good. I'm doing good tonight, man. How are you?
Doing all right. I just got the did the Kuro buy thing yesterday, so coming off of that, trying to figure out what I've done. But no, everything's looking good.
Hell yeah,
like
dude.
the progress I'm seeing with you guys.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We really do. What's everybody else up to? Y'all doing all right this evening? I see Articist in here, Maharaj, Makeout Valley, Mando. Mando, what's up, dude? Where are you at?
Hey Clay, how you doing?
Good, man. Yo, when are we gonna get
What's
some
happening,
alpha? When are we gonna get some alpha, bro?
Soon, man. I'm still in development phase, so once it gets a little bit closer, I'll start releasing all the info.
Hell yeah, dude. So, have you been able to race anything yet? Like, have they shown you like any gameplay that have you been able to do anything in game yet? I guess is my question.
What do you mean, like in terms of my project, or?
Yeah.
Nothing at the moment because look, we built a basic engine just to test a few things, but because it's a pretty graphic, like it's a heavy game.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit to get it going, initially.
Yeah. So are people gonna have to like use supercomputers to be able to play your game?
No, because there'll be a few different versions of it. So, like a WebGL version with lower graphics setting, and then I'm trying to create like an exe version so you can run it on your PC.
Very cool, dude. That is awesome.
What
Man,
game are we talking about?
It's Mercury. It looks freaking fantastic, man. I can't say that enough. I keep pimping it on the Harmony Hangouts. Don't make me look stupid. I know it's good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You guys
Yeah,
are doing awesome.
I'm enjoying the graphics for Mercury One. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, it's good. It looks like it's a very promising game. Looking forward to it, guys. There's a lot of good stuff in here, and Clay has been doing really good with CGD. I'm liking that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you know what the greatest thing about like at least this project, Mando's project, is that this is like old school Harmony people. That's the thing that I love about it. It's not somebody that's coming over from Ethan about to take everybody's money or whatever. Like you guys are like been invested in Harmony for a long time, and I love to support that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm here to stay, so may as well do it properly. Get something out there everyone can use, and it's all legit. And yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. We're gonna have to get some like brains up on the walls in our stall, our ship's bay.
Oh, you mean like graphics wise for a bit of advertising space?
Yeah, dude. Like, so can people like build out their own bay the way they want?
That's definitely a possibility, but at this stage, just to keep it like manageable and like get it launched on time, that sort of UI and customization isn't really a thing for me at the moment. I just
Okay.
want to get the actual game going first,
Yeah.
test it, make sure it all works, and then like in future updates, that's definitely something that can be like implemented.
And what time frame are you guys looking at for like the early alpha testing?
I reckon I'll have something in about 10 to 12 weeks.
Wow. Holy crap. I didn't realize you guys were that far ahead.
Well, I started this back in October last year.
Yeah.
So I had to rebuild it a couple times. But yeah, we're getting there slowly.
Yeah. Okay. So anybody that's in here that hasn't looked up Mercury 1 yet, definitely go on Twitter go on Twitter, search for Mercury 1 there, and then head over to their Discord server and look at some of the alpha pictures that he's posted in the Discord server. They look amazing. And anybody that is watching the recording of this on YouTube, definitely head over there and check them out.
Yeah, thanks for that, Clay. I mean, look, there's not a lot of information out there at the moment just because I don't want to say anything that's not going to make it into the game. But once the docs are all set up and released, then yeah, you can go from there.
Heck yeah. I mean, I think like just the fact that we're going to have a playable game on Harmony, like right now we just have like click and earn games, right? Like that's what I like to call them. Click to earn, not play to earn. And I really can't wait to actually have like a sit down playable game that I can fire up my PC for, to actually like, and I don't want it to feel like I'm there to earn money. I want to feel like I'm playing something that I enjoy, and I just so happen to get like tokens on the side,
I feel like the exact same way. That's why I was like trying to get in the fish fight a little bit. They got some stuff, a little bit of things to work out, but like that's initially what I was looking for. Some of those ones are, yeah, you're in them to earn, but I just was looking for something that whenever I'm fried, I can just hop in somewhere and have a little bit of fun, not even really worried about the money that much. So that sounds pretty awesome.
What else are you guys looking at? Like what other projects have not really hit the mainstream yet?
I've been looking at on the Polygon network.
Did you cut out, Maharaj?
Oh, sorry about that.
What have you been looking at on Polygon?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. So icons of Thea and tryhards. Sorry, my network is cutting out a bit.
Oh, you're good, man. So what are those games about?
Well, they're still in infancy, so we're just waiting. But it seems promising. I've done a alpha testing with tryhards. It's sort of like a top down shooter. Quite engaging, and icons of Thea, sort of like a League of Legends.
Interesting.
League of Legends, you say?
So it's a
Interesting.
MOBA. Yeah.
Hey guys, I was just wondering. I was looking at some YouTube videos on Apex Legends. That's an actual blockchain game?
No, it's not. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
said, our project is trying to draw in traditional gamers, so we're focusing on that side of the house, and not so much on GameFi. Like GameFi only makes up like a third of what it is that we're trying to build.
Just a gaming community in general, and then education, and then like have like some sort of way to bridge people that are non-crypto native to GameFi. That's sort of kind of like your plan, or
Yeah, exactly. So when the Harmony team was like kind of prodding us, like asking what it is that we're actually building, we kept a lot of things close to our chest, because if you spill the beans about exactly what it is that you're building, then it allows people to come in and build something faster, especially if they have more funding or more capability to do so. And so we were really trying to keep a lot of like our ideas really close to the chest, so that, you know, not everybody knew exactly what it was we were building, but, you know, they really wanted to know how we were planning on bringing all of these new people into crypto. And so we kind of had to spill the beans. And because of that, we just flat out told the community exactly what it was that we were building. And a lot of these ideas I've had for a long time now, since last summer. So it's nothing new for me, but a lot of people still don't know what we're building. They just think that we're a gaming guild, like all of the other gaming guilds out there. But that would entail us investing in GameFi and solely doing that. You know, a lot of these gaming guilds have like scholarships for people that are underprivileged to start earning in these play to earn games. Like Axie Infinity is one of the biggest games when it comes to that. If you look at Yield Guild Games, they have their scholarship program specifically for that game, and they gave out a ton of money to people in like the Philippines and things like that. And I absolutely salute what they're doing at Yield Guild, but that's not really us. Alpha Gaming DAO is another one of those gaming guilds that is doing just that. They're investing solely in GameFi, getting people involved in the community to work in the GameFi industry, and that's what they're doing. And again, I think that's great. I love that, but that only makes up about a third of what it is that we're building here at Cerebral Gaming.
yeah, that's cool that you're not focusing on one specific part of gaming, because it is so big, and to be able to get people to even try to want to understand GameFi or crypto, you got to appeal to those people first, right? So like what you're doing seems pretty smart. How have you started the incentivized viewing program yet, or is that something that's happening soon?
It is still in development. All of our backend system is pretty much complete. We have to be able to tie that into several smart contracts and a front end system. And that's currently what we're still working on. So it could be another month or two before that's actually deployed. But we're well underway in development.
And sorry for taking up so much. This whole topic is just really interesting to me. So anyone can just come and be like, "Hey, I got a question. Stop asking questions." But so you said you're gonna initially start off with Apex Legends as something that'll be incentivized to view. Do you have any other games in mind that you will want to bring into like an incentivized viewing platform?
So it's not just one specific game that our viewer rewards are going to be attached to. It's specific streamers on Twitch. So like if we hire on a variety streamer to be a full-time Cerebral Gaming streamer, they're going to have those viewer rewards attached to their Twitch account. It's not going to just be one specific game. We're looking at Apex Legends gamers to sign on to start competing on a competitive level, so that we can break into the esports industry, because Apex Legends has one of the largest esports, like competitive gaming aspects right now on the market. So that's why we're looking at that specifically. But it's not just going to be one game that our viewer rewards are attached to. It's going to be whoever we want on Twitch to have them.
Got it. So it's the streamer and whatever the streamer is showcasing at the time, or is known for, or wants to play. That'll be what is showcased, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. So we're going to have a back-end system that attaches to specific streamers on Twitch. They're going to have to enroll in our system. And once they're enrolled in the system, so whether they're one of our full-time streamers or whether they're paying for marketing services from us, they're going to get enrolled into the system. We're going to have a fully automated system for the marketing side. So if somebody decides to hire us to market for them through our reward system, then they're going to pay for a specific allotted amount of time. And once that time passes, they'll be automatically taken off of the whitelist on our backend server.
Very cool.
Yeah. So this time, like I was saying initially, this time is like for you guys to chat about anything. It doesn't even have to be about Cerebral Gaming. We can legit talk about whatever you guys want. But we are here, Tim and I are both here to answer any questions you guys might have, and you can ask about anything you want.
What games are you guys currently playing right now?
So I haven't really had much time to play anything, but if I were to sit down and play a game, it'd probably be Apex Legends.
Yeah, I am just trying to juggle 4 kids and a wife. That's fun. That's my game right there, I guess. The last one I played was like a Red Dead Redemption 2, just because it's mindless.
I've been messing around with very little. That Back for Blood, it's like riddled with bugs right now, but it's quick drop in, shoot stuff up like Left 4 Dead and drop out.
Yo, so I'm gonna give you guys some alpha because I haven't had much time to look into this yet, but from what I've seen so far, I'm already impressed with like gameplay footage. I usually don't mess around too much with the Wax blockchain, but this game just looks like way too good to pass up. And the Gen Zeros for it are mildly cheap, like $200, but looking at a completed game like this for $200, that's not a bad price point, I don't feel like.
What was the game? Wax? Or is Wax the name of the blockchain?
Wax is the name of the blockchain. I posted it in general chat just now. I posted the link.
Yeah, that blockchain is like they hang their hat on basically the NFT space. Is kind of that's who we were. If anybody remembers, we were kind of competing against, trying to get what was that NFT place to start with a Q from a while ago. We were kind of in competition with them. Yeah, they're purely almost all NFTs, so it's kind of interesting to hear they got some games.
Yeah, I mean, this game looks phenomenal, and I'm pretty sure most of it is centralized, and then it'll just have a few pieces of like decentralization built into it. Obviously, the NFTs of the characters are going to be decentralized, but like most of this is going to be played on a centralized backend server.
It looks really cool just from the little that I've looked at. But another thing that I was wondering is, I mean, aren't most games that look like this, things like, I don't know, Star Atlas and Big Time, even Cosmic Universe, wouldn't they have to maintain a lot of centralization for things to work properly?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not trying to like make that sound bad. It wasn't supposed to be derogatory in any way. Gaming requires like a lot of centralization when we're talking about like trying to build something similar to a AAA game. It would be incredibly difficult to host everything on a blockchain because of how much data passes through. So, like, hosting all of that on the blockchain would be incredibly expensive, first of all. And second of all, it'd be super slow.
What are
Hey
you
Clay, I had
thinking
a
on Avalanche and the its subnet?
Can you ask your question again?
Well, sorry, since you mentioned the blockchain and
I think we lost you, man.
on the
You're kind of cutting in and out, man.
sorry about that. The was mentioned about the AVAX subnets.
Yeah, what about them?
Yeah, as it relates to the game and the data communicating on the blockchain, if that will minimize some of the burden.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would, but if we're talking about a AAA game or something that has a ton of users, like I know that I've mentioned Apex Legends a lot in this, but like let's just throw it out for example. Like there are millions of people that are playing that all at one time, and if everything were to be thrown onto like the blockchain, like let's say you kill somebody in the game, right? And that is its own transaction where like the death gets certified as a transaction on a blockchain. If every single one of those events were to be registered on the blockchain, it would take a subnet like down to a screeching halt, and transactions would be incredibly expensive. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, it's just I haven't really researched it myself to see exactly how the AVAX subnets work, but my assumption is that it's sort of centralized. Localized, like a localized, centralized subnet of a blockchain.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So imagine like a smaller version of Avalanche itself. So Avalanche has 3 chains. one of the chains operates all of the dApps, right? It's basically that on a smaller scale, but because of that, because it's basically like its own blockchain, it allows the operators to set the fees at whatever they want, and so they can be incredibly low. And on top of that, it makes the transactions speed up a little bit because you don't have to worry about all of the other dApps that are running on the main Avalanche chain. But the problem is you have less validators, so it's not as decentralized like a normal blockchain. So like I think the DFK chain has like, what is it, like 6 validators or something? I don't even know what it's at right now. I would have to look that up, but it's nowhere near how many validators there are on Harmony or the main chain of Avalanche. Does anybody else have anything for me or for Tim?
Clay, I was gonna ask a question around the streaming, the acquisition of streamers. Um, I missed out the beginning of the conversation. I don't know if you talked about what type of compensation or how their compensation works if they decide to be a part of our thing here.
Yeah, no, I didn't talk about that at all, and it's going to vary. So every streamer is going to be different. Like starting out again, I'm going to use Apex Legends as an example. So if we were to hire on some Apex Predators that and we're searching for people that don't really have a following yet, mind you. But we're searching for like some of the best. So Apex Legends has a ranking tier that starts from bronze and goes all the way up to Apex Predator. Apex Predator is the top 600 players in the world. So a very small bracket, right? Right below that is Masters, and there is a huge gap between an Apex Predator and a Master, but Master is like the top point or the top 1% in the world of all players. So they're still incredibly good at the game, but they're not really on the same level as Apex Predators. Apex Predators, like I said, top 600 players in the world. And so we're going to be searching for people in that bracket to bring on as streamers because they'll be a lot easier to market because they're so good at the game that people will want to watch and learn how they play so that they can get better too. A lot of people search for two different things when it comes to Twitch streaming. They either want to see somebody that is really good at the game that they love or somebody that has a personality that makes them easily able to watch. So with that, we're searching for like a combination of the two. We want to have somebody that's likable, but also really good at the game that we can hire on as partners for Cerebral Gaming. And with that, each person that we take a look at, there are obviously going to be some people that are better than others. And so we're going to offer those people more than others, right? It's just like any other job out there. If you're really good at something, you're going to make more than those that might be more lackadaisical or just not as familiar or good at that thing that they were hired for. So our initial like onboarding of these streamers to be partners for Cerebral Gaming is going to consist of us letting them know that we're going to market the crap out of them. We're going to set up advertisements specifically for getting their name out there and start building their audience. On top of that, we're going to use our in-house graphic designer to make them logos, overlays, all sorts of stuff for their stream in-house free of charge that they won't have to worry about. we're going to overhaul all of their graphics. And then we're also going to have an in-house editor that will make each of these streamers a video once a week based on gameplay footage that they've had on Twitch, absolutely free of charge. So they won't have to worry about any editing, which can take quite a bit of time. I have experience in that as a YouTuber myself. Like, I know how long it takes to edit a video. And when we're talking about footage that, you know, can span up to an hour of gameplay footage, that can take a really long time to edit through. So that in itself is priceless. Like, having an editor that is there for you 100% of the time to make you free videos is absolutely priceless. And we're going to give that to them as a service for being a partner of ours. On top of the graphic designer that's there to make them graphics absolutely free of charge. And then we're going to fork out money of our own from Cerebral Gaming to market for them and advertise their name on things like Google, YouTube, Twitter, all of those places that make sense for gaming. But they're not going to have a like actual income per se. Their income is going to come from sponsorships that we solidify for them and through ad revenue once they become big enough to receive those ads.
So, are we essentially trying to become kind of like an agent or a manager, in a sense, where we're trying to get players sponsored so we can take a cut of the sponsorship? Or I guess we're pouring money in. I'm guessing where's the money coming out?
Yeah, that you're spot on, man. We're going to be taking a cut. So initially, and again, every contract is going to be different, but we want our new people that don't really have a following to sign a 2-year commitment to us and offer us 30% of all of their ad revenue and sponsorship revenue. They can keep all of their tips that they receive, 100% of those, but merchandising, sponsorships, and ad revenue, we're going to gain 30% of that from them. And that might sound really high because a lot of the like A-tier organizations take around 15%, but a majority of the A-tier organizations would never bet on somebody with no following. They're out there searching for people that already have a decent size following. So because we're taking on a majority of the risk, we're going to take a higher cut.
What type of actually I have a question on how we're recruiting, but before I ask that question, I had another one. It'll come to me. Keep talking.
So currently, our team consists of 2 separate teams at Cerebral Gaming. We have Nick and I and Cheesy that are focusing on the gaming side. We're going to be scouting for talent on Twitch and YouTube, and we're going to be reaching out to those that we feel have the knack for it, that are cut out to do something like this, that show that they're willing to put in the time. Because a lot of being a YouTuber or a streamer is just taking the time to actually build out your audience. Like, many people don't realize that anybody could be a YouTuber, anybody could be a streamer. You just have to be willing to put in the time and dedication to do it. On top of learning things like how the algorithms work, how to title your videos, things like that. Anybody can do it. And that's what we're going to help like basically mold these young men and women to do on Twitch and on YouTube. I have a lot of experience in that personally because I used to be a streamer on Twitch. I currently am a YouTuber on YouTube. So I know the ins and outs of both of those markets and can help people like shape them from the ground up. On top of that, we have another side of the house that is specific to GameFi, and that's going to be Tim, Kuba, and Corey that are taking care of those partnerships on that side. So to answer your question, like we have two separate teams on Cerebral Gaming that are both taking care of different aspects. Nick, Cheesy, and I are focusing on talent on the streaming side.
Okay, I remember my question. So we're asking for a 2-year commitment. Do we have some sort of? I mean, this isn't a smart contract situation at this point. This is like a contract situation at this point. Let's say someone's been with us for about 6 to 9 months, and they've gone through the whole shebang of using our editing and imaging services and all this, but turns out they're just a plain old asshole, and gets copyright strikes and banned from streaming services. How are we going to pull the ripcord, and how are we going to? I guess that this is probably if you're in crypto, you have a stomach for risk. But I was just wondering if we are taking a higher cut of things, but is there a way to compensate or to recompensate ourselves if we have to pull the ripcord on someone?
So, yeah, that's a great question. And the contract was written by a legal advisor. I reached out to a lawyer to have the contract written, which is just a very base layer contract, right? Like each contract is going to be edited specific to the person that we're reaching out to. But in the contract, it basically states that if we've offered any type of tangible items to these people, like let's say we bought them a new keyboard or a new mouse or a new microphone, all of that stuff can be recouped to Cerebral Gaming. As far as like time and like graphics and editing goes, yeah, those things are not going to be, because they're not tangible. We're not going to be able to recoup any of that. But that, again, like you mentioned, that's why we have our fees set so high at 30%, because we are taking a huge risk here. And because of that, we deserve to be rewarded for that.
How many potentially are you looking at starting off with trying to take on? How many streamers are you trying to take on? And how many do you think, with what we have available, wouldn't overburden yourself with other aspects of managing Cerebral Gaming?
Yeah. So another great question. And the thing is like, this is what I'm trying to move into full time. So this wouldn't overburden anything, because I'm handing off all of the GameFi stuff, and Tim can talk a little bit about this as well. I'm handing off all of the GameFi partnerships to Tim, Kuba, and Corey, so that they can focus on that while I'm focusing on the traditional gaming side. That way I'm not getting overburdened, because initially I was trying to handle everything, and that just wasn't feasible. And that's why we've broken out the teams into two separate teams, so that I can focus more on what it was that I initially thought of when I was building this. And the other team can focus more on the GameFi market. But to answer your question, we initially would like to hire on 6 Apex Legends streamers, 2 teams of 3.
are we open to because you have referenced Apex Legends quite a bit, but are we open to other types of Twitch and some or other streamers as well that stream other games?
Not initially. Initially, we're going to be focusing solely on Apex Legends, and the reason for that is because we really want to grow a community base that solidifies the fact that we're building out an esports organization. And like you talked about, the management side of this is basically going to be like we're acting like an esports organization that's hiring on competitive gamers, because we do want them to compete in competitions, in tournaments that can earn us some extra income. And because of that, because Apex Legends is so big right now, the tournament prize pools are very large, and we want our people to be competing in those on a large scale. But later on down the line, I can see us getting into other games, getting into more niche games that, aren't quite as known. But initially, like I said, we're going to be focusing on Apex Legends.
It's a really cool vision and business plan. What's when does like the teaching for people who don't have any of the crypto knowledge or the GameFi knowledge, or like when does that come into play?
We are trying to get that set up so it's available as soon as our third-party system launches. And that's just going to consist of like articles, videos, and like handing off these new onboarded users to our partners. I can't talk about this too much, but we're in talks with a very large project on Harmony that is partnered with Harmony that will make it a lot easier for us to onboard people. And that's really all I can say about that right now, because we haven't solidified our actual partnership yet. But once we do, and hopefully it'll be like right around the time that we launch that we'll be able to announce that partnership. But once we do, I think it'll make onboarding a lot easier.
If you say Tranquil Finance,
so that's cool.
I just might lose it.
It is not Tranquil Finance. Think, so Tranquil Finance is not partnered with Harmony. Like, think actual partners of Harmony.
I mean, I can think of. Are we talking? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna try to guess because I can be here all day. It's not like Amazon, right? Because I know Amazon was. No, it's not Amazon. All right, just. I will be patient and wait.
Please do, because I can't really speak any more about it at this point.
Are there going to be any talks of like expanding roles? Because I know there are quite a few people that are active in the cerebral gaming community. Are there going to be any more roles up for grabs? Probably not anytime soon, but things are growing, and probably think about that.
Absolutely, man. And like, I'm not just saying this to try and get people more involved in like chatting and stuff, but like we do notice who is actually actively involved in our community. Like those of us on the team, like Tim can attest to this. We were actually talking about somebody today. Like we do notice people that are active in our community, and those are going to be the first people that we look to whenever we do start to hire community managers on and things like that, because we are growing at a pretty rapid rate here now. And we are going to need more people on the team because we can't do this all by ourselves. Like right now, we have a team of about, I want to say like 11 people on the team. And so we're still very small, but we do have ideas for expansion. Yes.
My Twitter handle is Timothy O. Davis, just so everyone knows out there. Hey, what's going on?
Dude, okay. I did not know that was you.
Oh, yeah, man, that's me.
Okay, so you're definitely one of the people that I think of whenever I think of like active in the community. So just something to keep in mind.
Plus, he's got a pretty awesome first name. I'm just saying.
I said that the first day when you joined the chat. Yeah, definitely great name.
But yeah, that's a great question, man. Thank you for asking that. All right. Well, we've been going for over an hour now. I thought that this was going to be like a 30-minute to an hour type thing, just where like we all hung out and stuff. But you guys had some amazing questions tonight. And I want y'all to keep thinking about these things because it gets me thinking about things sometimes that I haven't really thought about yet. And because we're the first ones to really do what we're doing, like we are going to be the first ones to build something like this in the gaming industry. And I just want you all to think about that for a second. When somebody is the first to market for something, there's a lot of nuances with that, and there's a lot of things that can be expanded upon. So keep thinking of ideas that maybe like we haven't thought of yet, and bring them up to us because there's a lot we can do here. And I want y'all to really shoot for the moon when y'all are thinking of ideas, because we do have our token sale that is happening on the 29th of this month, which is like 17 days away, 16 days away, something like that. And if we can get the funding for that, then there's really endless possibilities that we could do with this. We could hire on some like medium-sized streamers or larger streamers with proper funding, and that would really kick off this project. But just something to think about, guys. Like definitely mention to others out there on Harmony and in the crypto sphere about our token sale that's happening at the end of the month, because that will do one of two things. That will provide liquidity for everybody that already owns our token, because we completely understand that things happen and things come up in your life where like you have to sell, and right now that's just not available to you guys with our token. And so our sale, 55% of our sale is going to go towards providing liquidity, and then the other 45% is going to go towards development of our project and marketing. So please keep that in mind. Keep thinking of ways that we can grow and expand this project, and let us know in chat. Keep us updated in general on what your thoughts are.
Yeah, that's a great. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Tim.
I was gonna say that's a great point about bring all ideas to the table because this is so young. It's all very fluid, so it's not like we can't pivot and do something that we hadn't thought of before. So I think this is kind of one of those neat opportunities in the very early life of a project to where everybody involved has a pretty good chance of giving us some ideas and having those things come to fruition. So we're definitely all ears.
Based on the existing season, I can say doing taxes, something around taxes might be good.
Okay. So you're saying like maybe provide tax services to our streamers?
I don't know anything tax related as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's just crazy trying to get taxes done. So pulling data from the blockchain and maybe some sort of tokenization surrounding that.
That's a can of worms there.
Yeah. I'm not a CPA, and I don't think anybody else on the team is.
I just want a working explorer that we can pull down transactions from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
That's a good call there.
Jerome, did you have a question, man, before we end this?
I just wanted to say I struggle because I hate idle hands with absolutely anything. I'm serving Discord. I'm surfing through Twitter constantly. Just like anything that you put out, even there's only a few of us here. Try to share the hell out of that, and even if one person sees it, might spark some interest. Even if we get some chatter inside the general chat, could only do anything but help. So I don't know.
Yeah, dude, spot on. That's the way I look at it. Like up to this point, all of our marketing has been very grassroots. It's been like you tell one person and that person tells another person. And we've grown our Discord server to 841 people. And then our Twitter just reached over 1,000 followers a couple of days ago. So you guys are killing it. I have to thank you guys. Everybody that's in here right now is obviously showing support above and beyond what we've asked. I threw out the idea of having this little get together last minute and you all showed up. Things like that. It's amazing to see. And it shows that what I already feel like my idea for cerebral gaming has been a success because of you guys. You guys basically solidify the fact that what I'm doing is right and that there are people that are interested in it. So thank you all so much for being here and participating and being active community members. It really does mean a lot to me.
No worries, man. Sometimes in the crypto space, it only counts if you're first, and you don't even have to be that great. I mean, look at Bitcoin. So I'm aiming for something better than just good with this. So yeah, let's go.
Thanks, man. All right, guys. If nobody has any other questions or any other statements, I'm going to end it here for the evening. You guys feel free to continue chatting in here if you'd like. I just have to step off now because hey, I'm losing my voice. But thank you all again for attending.
Thanks for putting this together, Clay, and thank everyone for your input. And it's quite enlightening for me as well. Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate seeing the people join up. I think it's pretty awesome for a last second thing. So we'll be doing these regularly. So we'll get used to it and bring your ideas and everything, criticisms, everything.
Thanks, guys. I'll holler at y'all later.
Later, buddy. Hey, Tim, stay here for a second.